More reporting live from the liquor store, and I got a special guest in the building today, man. I got my boy Landlord from Alabama tuning in, getting drunk, having communion on a Sunday morning with your boy, man. How you doing, Landlord?
I'm great, man. I'm feeling excellent, man. You know what I'm saying? We in the trap liquor store. We trapping at the liquor store today. You understand?
Boy, right? Yeah. Hey, we living righteous on a Sunday and while being nefarious, man. We're very confused, but we know we're very multicultural over here. So, hey, man, I need everybody on your way into the liquor store to go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button. And you ain't already joined either one of these channels, I need you to go subscribe to HTM Sports on YouTube. I need you to go subscribe to Landlord from Alabama on YouTube, man. So, hey, and we appreciate y'all for all the love, support, and for tapping in with us. So, hey, man, we did something a little different yesterday, man. Yesterday we had jumped on and we looked, at the new guys in the new offensive scheme. We know that we got this person, that person. That we know that there's going to be a West Coast offense being implemented. But we really didn't show the defense no love, and that's sort of crazy because we really had a defensive-minded draft this year.
True. We really did when we dedicated the high pick to the defensive player. I know a lot of people understand that we was lacking more at offense last year, but this is gonna sure up the defense, like no loose ends, no voids. It's gonna be solidified after we add Miles Smith to this defense.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But hey, before we jump too far to the content, let me show y'all some love for tapping in with me. Regina Green, I see you, part of the Wrench Gang. T Smooth TV tapping in with me, showing love. Stephen Harrison, I see you, my guy. What's up with you? Richard Evans coming through and showing love to the channel. Thank you. God bless, and I appreciate the support. Jameson Taylor, I see you. Mickey, I see you in the chat too. What's up with you? Double R. Jameson Taylor, thank y'all for coming in and showing love to the channel. I need all y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, man. But yeah,
shout out to Mickey with the $5 super already, man. Appreciate the support. She says, "Good Sunday afternoon, fellas." We appreciate you, Miss Mickey. They got you another entry into the raffle too. It ends on the 11th. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make sure we announce the winners, and I appreciate all the love and support.
Yeah, and so shout out to Mickey for the $5 cash app. They also got your entries into both raffles on the 9th and the 31st. So salute to you for doubling your chances of winning a Dallas Cowboy jersey
and supporting the content. We appreciate
you. Yeah. Jose Banks, what's up with you, man? So yeah,
shout out to everybody rocking over here with the trap real quick, man. Let me shout out to my people: T Smooth, Cameron, Cowboys Gumbo, Mickey, of course, Miss Regina Green with the green, Big Flop 91. You know, my guy, Money Mission, I believe. Ooh. And that I don't know if that's it looks, I think they got a black picture, so it making it look weird. But shout out to Money Mission. And Willie T, Randy Jackson, Akeem Brown, and Double R. Shout out to everybody rocking.
Right, indeed, man. So we did have a very defensive-minded draft. When you look at it from this perspective, like 3 of our first 4 picks were all defensive players.
True.
So like Dan Quinn done loaded the clip, and they're gearing up. Now we already had a very good defense in terms of sacking the quarterback, in terms of pass defense, in terms of getting turnovers, but we have not really had a very solid run defense in quite some time. And that in fact has been one of the reasons we have been hindered from actually being able to compete for a Super Bowl.
True. And that's been a thorn in our side really since the whole Dak Prescott tenure. That's why we lost to the Rams, because we couldn't stop the run. So this been a thorn in our side forever. So we definitely got to get this, we got to nail this in the bag. We got to get this done, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I said. I was really happy that we actually dedicated some real capital to the interior defensive line for once and for all. You know what I'm saying? We tried with Tristan Hill, and we fell flat on our face, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, I got way more faith in Mizey than Tristan, though. So we'll do good with Mizey. But what was interesting, though, we actually got 2 defensive interior players. You know what I'm saying? People ain't thinking about that, but we got 2.
Yeah, because hey, Fihoko is a bad man. And listen, I was pissed, when we initially got him, right? But after I actually did my due diligence, I went out there and I looked at his what he did in college. I looked at all the pressures, all the tackles for loss, all the sacks, all the production he had. Like, dude went crazy. Like, dude is a monster. And like when I initially saw him, they had him listed as the edge. I come to find out, the Dallas Cowboys are viewing him as a 3-tech. So for the folks that do not really know what a 3-tech is, think Osa. Like, that's the exact position that Osa Odigizua plays, and apparently he gonna take snaps there instead of just being a strictly edge player. Can you hear me, Landlord? Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's a struggle over here these days, but I gotta get to the bottom of it. But yeah, man, I think Faihoku, he gonna be a monster, man. He one of those guys that people didn't really have on their radar like that. But when you really look at when you pay attention to what can I say? The film, he looks like a whole animal, man. He looks like a whole animal. Then he's Vita Vea's little cousin. So I love the bloodline, the NFL DNA. I feel like that's a big part of like what I like to look at when I'm recruiting. It's just something about them guys when they have, that DNA in them. It seems like they work out more times than not. You know what I'm saying? And the Cowboys messed up on that with TJ Watt, but we had him right there. But we didn't do nothing like this.
Are you trying to make me sad on a Sunday morning?
I'm just giving the facts. You know what I'm saying? NFL bloodline. I know it sounds like it shouldn't matter, but sometimes I think a lot of times it works out in your favor.
Well, more time than not, when you think about it, this whole family's in the NFL. Look at the Bosa brothers, right? Look at like the Edmond family. Like they uncle was in the NFL. The 3 brothers in the NFL. I think they daddy played. You even look at I forgot the dude's name, but like he's an announcer now. The Long family. Like
yeah. Like Chris Long and what's the other one?
See, I be forgetting because
I can't think of them too, but
I think both his sons played in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, like those bloodlines really do work out. But
Pat Surtain and the young Pat Surtain, you know what I'm saying?
Asante Samuel and Asante Samuel Jr.
Joey Porter and Joey Porter. Yeah. So I like the NFL bloodline because I think you kind of got to be a certain like kind of special player to be able to survive in the NFL. And if you had a pops or somebody that was older than you or before you, like you a second generation player, I feel like that's a good indication. Like, okay, this the kind of guy who could probably survive the daunting task of being an NFL player. Cause some people body just, ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? They body just give up on them after a few years. So that's why I tend to lean more towards the NFL second generation type players. But shout out to everybody rocking with us, man. We appreciate all the love and support.
Right. Big Carl, Patrick, why is it so hard for us to find a mean one tick? I don't get it. They are all over the league. Well, we got one now.
We got one now.
We got us a specimen. We got to work. Hey, listen, they said that he is Larry Allen-esque in the weight room. And y'all know what they used to say about Larry Allen. They made that man sound like Superman in the weight room.
That boy different.
Yeah,
I told you, they said at Michigan they had to order extensions for the weights. You know what I'm saying? Because it couldn't hold enough weights on them. So they had to order extensions so he can put even more weight on them. Like, that boy different.
Right. And Justin Kitchen said, we were talking about NFL bloodline like the Mannings. Like, here they had a pipe, they got a pipeline. They got another one coming out. It's like every other year they got every other decade they got a Manning coming out that's ready for the NFL.
Yeah, I've been hearing Arch might not start though, so that's very interesting.
He ain't supposed to start. Like he is a raw. Listen, let him red shirt his first year. Like he is a raw freshman. Like that boy was 17 out there playing in whatchamacallit. Like that man ain't even 18 years old.
yeah. But I do tend to lean more towards the NFL families. That's a good one right there too, Cozy Banks. The Diggs family. Them boys turned out to be like that. You know what I'm saying? The wide receiver and the DB. So they both tops at what they do.
Yeah, real talk. What's up with your Silver Slayer? I see you, my guy. So
What's
listen,
going on?
let's take a quick look at that boy Fihoko real quick, man, because I think I've shown them this before, but I don't think I've looked at this with you before, Landlord. So let's just
You
take a
know,
quick look.
you got the video.
Nah, we got his numbers.
Oh, okay.
We got his
I was about to
numbers.
say, don't hit me.
Nah, hey, I am not finna copyright. I ain't finna copyright infringe on Landlord. Landlord is the in-house film guy, and I'm the in-house number guy. That's why this is a perfect marriage in terms of this content shit.
Yeah, don't do me like that.
Yeah, so as you can see here, like he was great across the board at every damn thing he did, right? So if he was a guy that was already on my radar, I would not have even tripped the Dallas Cowboys took him in the fourth round, because this man graded out as a 90.9 overall, a 90.2 as a pass rusher, an 87.4 as a run defender, played every game, had 12 sacks, 4 hits, 50 hurries. Like, man, how you gonna word the hell out somebody for almost half 100 times, man?
Man, this boy was going crazy. He lived in the backfield, and I think he had a decent amount of tackles for loss too, if I ain't mistaken.
If I'm not mistaken, he has like 26 career tackles for losses, something like that. 30. No, I think he had like 30 career tackles for losses, man. Like, dude, some spectacular number.
One thing I do look at when I look at them big players, man, I want to see a big guy with a motor. Cause some of them big guys will just be lazy and not want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you're a big guy with a motor, that right there, that's a good sign for me. Like, you just like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good attribute to have. You know what I'm saying? You need that kind of motor, and he got one. This guy right here is like an animal to me. I just want to see, will it translate to the next level? That's all if what I see on tape from him translate, we finna rock out, y'all.
Right. And then there's another beautiful thing from the competition standpoint, where we know right now we got 2-3 techs that have been on the roster before him. We got Osa and we got Neville. Well, we know for a fact that Neville Gallimore is sort of falling out of favor with the NFL with the coaching staff. Right. That's something that we know for damn near a fact. He has not really played that well, and Osa's really take most of the snaps there. So from a competition standpoint, is he going to push Neville Gallimore to get his shit together? Is he going to push Osa to get to that next level?
Somebody need to light a fire up on the Mr. Neville Gallimore, man.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Taiwan for the $5 donation, man. They got you another entry into both raffles, so you got another additional entry for the one on the night and an additional entry on the one on the 31st. So salute to you and thank you for your support and showing love to the channels, my guy.
We appreciate you, my boy. But yeah, man, like somebody need to light a fire up on the Mr. Neville, because he's been pretty disappointing, man. It is what it is. Like, we don't want to bash our players. We love our players. We want to see them do well. But at the same time, you have to be honest. Like, Neville hasn't lived up to where we thought he would be. Not 1 year. I can't even think of a year when I was like, yeah, that's the Neville we wanted. It always was like, this year coming up, boy. Never finna do this, never finna do that, and never did anything. So we gonna need Never to tighten up this year.
Jeremy Anello said Fihoko pushing Gallimore off the team. You're like, God, dog. If he's like that, then I don't listen. Like, I have no favorites. Like, these are all grown ass men. Whoever is the guy that is best for the job is the guy that I want playing, right? So listen, if he is better than Osa, he come in here, he's dominant, he does this, does that, and he's an improved run defender over those guys, as well as a guy that can still push the pocket, then of course, like, he need to be playing more. But like, that's what I love about it. There is an actual guy on this team now at that position that will threaten their job security. And people start acting out their body when money on the line, right? That's why everybody be having these career seasons right before it's time to get paid. Like,
that's how D-Law was the prime example of that. D-Law went crazy contract, yeah.
Boy, D-Law had 24 sacks in a 2-year span, and then he never got double-digit sacks.
I was about to say, we ain't seen that D-Law since being real, but hey, I still love the player, but like, we ain't seen that sack production since.
Boy, what he went out his mind. I gotta get my mom out the hood.
That boy went crazy. Hey, D-Law was not messing around. So yeah, man, we them contracts bring out a lot of that anger and that dog out a lot of these players. So we need to see what we can do, man. Cause Neville on the edge. And I seen somebody said Hankins, I think that was me, cause she said Hankins pushed them off the team. Shit, Hankins came and took everybody's spot for real.
If you talk about, and listen, like
Everybody outside of Osa.
outside of also, and that's only because you need 2 defensive tackles on the field at one time. But yeah, and listen, I like what Hankins did for our run defense. Like, if one player is the difference in between their near yard of production, then like you definitely made an impact on the run team. So I really like Jonathan Hankins, and I like the fact that he is still here, so he can help mentor a guy like Mozzie Smith. I know that Jonathan Hankins is not this big super name like Sue or this or that, but he's still a veteran. He still played a lot of NFL ball. He still has playoff experience, so he can really teach this young man how to be a professional and how to play the one tech at this level of competition.
You really can't judge a D-Tech until you really just watch his film, because it's a lot of stuff, nasty stuff that nobody wants to do. That's what his job is. You know what I'm saying? He kind of do a lot of dirty work. So once you start judging a D-Tech or a 3-Tech or something like that, you need to really just watch the film, dig into the film, because the stat sheet ain't gonna show you nothing. Now, we give him a lot of credit because he kind of took our run defense to another level. You know what I'm saying? He made us a yard better on stopping the run, Jonathan Hankins did. So just imagine them two playing against, like, side by side. That's a lot of human beings to be trying to block and move and, make running lanes for these running backs. So I like it, man. That's the only weakness we had. That and what? The run game and cornerback too. And we shored up both of them. Like, Micah might not be, not Micah, but Mozzie, he might not be just super, super dominant. But if he can just hold his own and, move people around and not be moved, that's going to help us out tremendously alone. Like, we don't need him to be Aaron Donald year one. We just need him to move people around and just be, a movable force in the middle of that line. That's what we need him to do.
I agree. And hey, real quick, shout out to JC Cowboy Network for tapping in, showing love to the channels, man. I appreciate you and thank you. And we're gonna have to do something real soon, man. Just hit my line. We're gonna do something.
Yes, sir. Shout out to JC Cowboy Network over there in the lounge. You understand?
Indeed. Then they said, what was this comment right here? They jumped off the screen. He said, where West been hustling.
West on some other, he trying to get it.
Yeah. And then Big Carl. Yeah, hey, but listen, I think we do got a much improved defensive line. And let me show y'all something else, man. I've been screen sharing, but let me show y'all a different screen. This is actually something I put together. Some of y'all might have seen this already. Some of y'all might have not. But this is actually, hold on. Let me get it set up. Okay, here we go. So we were talking about run defenses and how they correlate to you winning a Super Bowl. These are the run defenses of every Super Bowl champion for the last decade. For the last 10 seasons, these are the run defenses of every Super Bowl champion. And look at the trend. There is only one team in the last decade that had a run defense outside of the top 11 that won a Super Bowl, and they also happen to have probably one of the best offenses of this generation.
One of the best quarterbacks prospects we've never seen.
Yeah, so they had Patrick Mahomes, they had Tyreek Hill, they had Sammy Watkins, they had Travis Kelce, they had
Nicole they had Hartman. A good defense overall, though. They just didn't have a good run defense.
Right, and look, even this year they had a great run defense. People talk about all the things that the Chiefs did, how young they were, but they were number 8 overall in stopping the run this year. Right, we talked about Matthew Stafford throwing for 40-something touchdowns and doing this and doing that in 2021. They had this number 6 rated run defense. We talked about Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay. They had the best run defense in the entire National Football League. Patriots 2018, they were like just a couple yards out of being a top 10 run defense. The stinking raggedy shit-eating Eagles had the best run defense in the National Football League when they won their only measly, raggedy, overrated, fluky ass title.
Insignificant.
What all them
Shout out to Taiwan with the $5 super. He says Mizey going to be the business. Can't wait. Yeah, I'm ready for Mizey, man. This gonna solidify us. Like this gonna solidify us.
And then let's just keep going down the line. 2016 Patriots. You know, even though they were down a lot of points in that Super Bowl, had to make a comeback. Their ability to not give up rushing yards, make them one-dimensional, was one of the reasons they got back in that game. They were the third best run defense in the National Football League.
I don't think they understand how much better we finna be. Cause like just because of having Mizey and having Stephon Gilmore, like we finna be on another level, y'all. Like I promise y'all, if y'all have time, go look at. I can't name the particular games by heart, but I know for a fact the Green Bay game. Let's see, maybe the Eagles game, and a couple of more Chicago games. These games right here, man, the quarterback came out and went straight at cornerback 2. Almost every single time, man. They're not going to be able to do that no more. They're going to have to come up with something else. You know what I'm saying? You heard what Michael said when we got Mizey. No more QB sneak, AJ. You know who he talking to.
AJ Brown, like, always run his damn mouth.
No more quarterback sneak. So we're not saying Mizey gonna stop it all together, but it's not gonna be a guaranteed first down how they been doing everybody else. Not with Mizey in there, not with Hankins in there. And Osa coming right back too, man. Osa showed me a lot towards the end of the season, man. So don't sleep on Osa Odigizua either.
Facts. And like I said, you just look at these guys, these teams that won it all. Top 10 defenses outside of the Chiefs, and that was a damn anomaly, right? We know nobody else can probably get away with that.
You don't want to try to duplicate that.
And listen, we were shameful, so the numbers are really, really small. I had to show it, but I didn't want to show it. These are our run defensive rankings the last 3 seasons.
Ah, man.
22nd last year, 16th in 2021, and 31st in 2020.
The only thing 2021 could have possibly got it, but not really. You know what I'm saying? We was close to the 11, but we wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But definitely 2020. Now, you shouldn't even put 2020 on here, bro. Like, you got to save us some misery, sir.
Nah.
Like, yeah, that's terrible. You know 2020 was the worst defense in the history of life. So, we don't have to go back to that one. But 2022... you wouldn't even thought our run defense was that bad, 22nd. So that's very telling right there. That's very telling.
Yeah, you also got to think about a couple of things. Like we are in a very, very pass happy league. A lot of times teams can run on you, but they're more comfortable trying to throw the ball. So, you know, like we really only run into issues when we get up against a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, who were the number 1 rushing team in the NFC. We go up against San Francisco 49ers, who were the number 2 rushing team in the NFC, right? Yeah. So, like, when you go against these teams that are built for these postseason runs, it's cold a lot of time when these guys are playing that. They playing big boy smash mouth football.
If you can make any team one-dimensional, you got a great chance of beating them. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter how great your quarterback is. You know what I'm saying? Even a Patrick Mahomes or somebody, if you make him one-dimensional to the point where he know he can't run, and think about it, a lot of the times, what does that remind you of? How the Cowboys are when we play who? The 49ers. When we play who? The Eagles most of the time, a lot of the time. Well, Zeke usually run good against the Eagles, but it be kind of rough in the inside. And Washington. Why you think Washington whooped us like that the last game? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the teams that make you one-dimensional, that's a tough task for any offense. So now we finna make you one-dimensional. You're going to have to pick your poison because you can't throw on us, and now you basically can't run either.
Right. So that's really the beautiful thing about it. If you're not able to run against the Cowboys, how the hell are you really going to beat us? Right. So, because as long as Michael Parsons is healthy and out there prowling the Savannah, you know, he is a lion. As long as DeMarcus Lawrence is out there, as long as you got this front
Sam
seven.
Williams,
Sam
Dante
Williams,
Fowler. We can name a
Armstrong.
list
Listen,
of them.
we're not even that high on Armstrong, but the boy did have 9.5 sacks last year.
Hey,
Right?
he's an effort guy though. I give him that. You know what I'm saying? He got a motor. He ain't gonna stop pursuit. So hey, he'll get him some sacks on the cleanup for sure. Cause you got a monster over here. You know what I'm saying? You got some monsters over here.
What's
so
up,
they
man?
gonna be running. Yeah, they gonna be running from their life on that side, and they probably run straight into Dorrance Armstrong.
Yeah, facts on top of facts, man. So that's the beautiful thing about it. You already know for a fact you have an elite pass rushing team. You already know for a fact now that you got Stephon Gilmore, you might have one of the better coverage teams in the National Football League, right? When you look at Trayvon Diggs,
don't remind me of the Deadskin loss. Yeah, that was very discouraging going into the playoffs, winning child. Yep. But that's why I was so happy though, because everybody was so down on us. I knew that was kind of like an anomaly game. I knew that wasn't gonna carry over to Tampa. That's why I was so like hell bent on making those people eat their words, because they came out here, we're one and done. Oh, it's over. The sky's falling, and you see a whole different Dallas team the next week. So. Yeah,
because that shit don't mean nothing. You remember we beat the shit out the Eagles, then we turned around, laid an egg against the 49ers.
Exactly.
That shit don't mean anything.
The playoffs is a whole different world, man. It's a whole another world.
Yeah, so you shouldn't be worried about that. That goes back to Dak being the weakest link on the team, take away the strength and force Dak to beat you, landlord. Well, you can't.
What happened against the Eagles? Because the Eagles, Dak we didn't have a run game in that Eagles game.
We didn't have a run game against Tampa Bay. He still won.
Dak tore them boys up. So you done seen Dak do that. And look, that's supposed to have been the number one defense. Yeah. A historically great defense. Dak put up 80 on them boys. he put up 80 on these boys, man. That's a basketball 80 on them boys, man. Like, what they talking about?
Ricky said competition gonna be fiery in camp for the defense. These boys gonna come ready, and that was a super too. So shout out to
appreciate you, Miss Mickey, man, with the $5 super. That got you another entry. I appreciate you. But she said the competition gonna be fire. Competition. That's one thing. A difference between Mike McCarthy philosophy and between Jason Garrett philosophy. Now, tell the truth. I ain't saying that we had no competition, but think about this. A lot of people was a little comfortable under Jason Garrett. Just remember that. Like, real talk, bro. It was a lot of people that could, like, kick their feet up, and they was pretty much knew that they had nobody threatening their position. Real talk. And Jason Wynn was one of them. Like, he knew nobody was finna get over him. D-Law was a guy like that for a while. You know what I'm saying? Zeke was a guy like that for a while. Like, it was a lot of people who, like, bro, it don't matter what they do, we knew that they was going to be the star. And that's not good, healthy competition. Mike McCarthy has brought competition through the door from day one. That was one of the two of the things that Mike McCarthy talked about, bro. Y'all think about this. And he's held true to this. This is why Big Mike Soprano is my guy. This is why I rock with Mike Soprano, y'all. One of the things that Mike McCarthy preached was what? Competition. Another thing, these are the two things that he said when he came in the door. And winning football games. Mike McCarthy don't talk about nothing else, bro. Pay him attention. That's all he talk about. He really don't talk about no other stuff. Like, zero. Like, the Dallas media be trying to dig at him and like, hey, Mike, what you think about this? Might be shooing all that away. He be like, hey, man, well, we talking about football and winning games. Like, it's tough navigating the Dallas media when you in a spectacle like we are. You know what I'm saying? And Mike McCarthy do it well. I always felt like we needed a guy that prioritized football. Screw all the other stuff. Mike McCarthy is a true through and through football guy. And that's what we needed.
Yeah, indeed, man. I like that about Mike, man. Like, listen, like, hey, now I have some questions about what the hell they're gonna do across the offensive line, right? Because like that's, but outside of that, I feel like you've seen a lot of people, in this regime that's been playing, that they actually deserve to play. Outside of maybe there was an offensive line coach call. I still don't agree with the
Vontae Collins.
Vontae Collins not getting in over what his name? The woman beater. I forget his name.
Somebody said Mike McCarthy's not doing shit. Y'all,
Why y'all like this?
that's so funny to me. Hey, let that comment go through, man. You know how the fairies we are. I want to know why he feel like that. But shout out to Double R with the $2 super. He said, Landlord and Henny, Cowboy Nation 100. You are great. Fire. We appreciate you, sir. You are great too, man. We appreciate y'all, man. But he said Mike McCarthy ain't doing shit.
Oh my God.
He couldn't be a normal member. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know this guy. But
What's
that's funny though. J215 Hood. Okay, tell me why you look at him like that, man. That's so funny to me.
You gotta say, not the woman beater.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm just trying to see Mr. What's his name? 15. J215 Hood. Why you feel that way? Because Mike McCarthy, if you don't see a cultural change since Mike McCarthy came in, you gotta fix your vision. You gotta get your eyes checked. Mike McCarthy changed the whole culture, bro. We're not the same old, privileged team that we used to be. People used to look at this football team like, hey, this the Cowboys, glitz and glamour. They, you know what I'm saying? We ain't that team no more. Now, I don't credit that to Mike McCarthy alone. I feel like it was a perfect storm with Mike McCarthy, Micah Parsons, and DQ. I think that marriage right there has changed us. But J215 was hilarious, sir. All he said Mike McCarthy ain't doing shit. I disagree, sir. I disagree. He done gave you two 12-5 teams back to back. We even had a winning season the year that got hurt, didn't it?
No.
What we had? What we were?
We were 6-10 or some crazy shit like that.
He won you 6 games without that, with the worst defense you ever seen.
Right.
Like that's pretty decent. Now, so since outside of when Dak was hurt, Mike McCarthy gave you great years, bro. Great years.
Let me see about this next one. C. Burleson. No, that's my boy Klebo. What Klebo said. I'm trying to get up here so I can put it on here. This thing be moving so damn quick.
2020 was just a terrible year for humanity as a whole. Like it was just.
I don't know, man. All my stimulus checks cashed, so it was fine with me.
I want to erase 2020 as a year altogether. Like just throw the whole year away.
Like my boy Klebo said, any other coach go 12-5 2 years in a row, they would be getting so much praise. McCarthy changed a whole lot over here. Media giving Detroit praise, but saying Mike job on the line. Life of a Cowboy. Facts.
Big facts. That's big facts right there. Y'all gotta be able to cipher through the BS, man. They gonna give you a whole lot of BS around, like, you know what I'm saying, your team, the Cowboys. Like, I don't want to keep being like beating a dead horse, but this is why you follow your. We ain't gonna give you the BS. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, even when they blowing smoke about it ever, we gonna be able to be like, hey man, you might wanna. I ain't too sure about that. Yeah, like hold your horses. We gonna be here to give you the real. Some of them people, they just want clicks and they just want the reaction. That's all we saying.
Said, till Mike McCarthy get us to the promised land, the Super Bowl victory, he gonna have his detractors/haters. Hell, he might have them after that.
Yeah.
Like, listen, Mike McCarthy already won a Super Bowl, and people talk.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's it. He wasn't, and they say he ain't shit without Aaron Rodgers. So they're gonna be somebody saying, well, he wasn't shit without Dak Prescott.
they gonna say you know they ain't gonna say that. They gonna be like, man, that defense.
Oh yeah,
they ain't gonna give it to Dak. They gonna be like, man, that defense was so gangster. Hey, you could do anything with that. Anybody could have won a Super Bowl with that defense. That's what they gonna say.
Well, John Jones, I'm glad you're still here, brother. He said COVID almost took my brother out, but he's still here strong. So salute to my brother John Jones for hanging on.
We lost a lot of people through COVID, bro. So that's why I say I wish that year never even happened. Just being real, like that year. That was a terrible year for humanity. Like straight up.
Man, real talk. I missed them stimulus checks though. I should have been buying car parts. I knew I was trying to be too responsible and shit with my money. I should have cashed out where they were still sending.
My boy Choctaw Montana in the building, but I ain't seen you since the draft. Are you okay, sir? Are you still mad? You came to fight. What you want to do? You know, my guy Choctaw. he be ready. How you feel about the draft, Choctaw? I ain't seen you, bro. I ain't seen you at all.
Right. Klebo also said they were hating on Diggs when he had 11 picks, talking about how many yards he gave
up. And you don't even hear people mention that with a cornerback, really, unless you're a Cowboy.
Ooh. Said, lost my younger cousin to COVID the same year, man. My condolences, my guy.
COVID was a monster, man.
My Paul boy said he lost his dad in 2020. Damn, man.
I lost my mother-in-law in 2020. So, yeah, it's a lot of... that was just a terrible year for everybody, collectively. He said, damn, y'all talking about that, yeah. I don't want to indulge in the COVID talks. Yeah. Shout out to B-Bird with the $4.99. He says, if Stephen A and Skip could talk about the Cowboys nor LeBron, then they shows would only be 20 minutes long. Never get your Cowboy info from them. Exactly, B-Bird. Exactly. I know it will help us as well to tell y'all this. You know what I'm saying? But it's really the truth at the same time, though. Like, two things can be true. Of course, we want y'all to watch the content and support the content. But at the same time, they're not going to give it to you straight. Like, how many times, if you watch us and them, I guarantee you we have, like, totally different points of view. Like, I guarantee you probably be like, what is they talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee you they don't say half of the stuff we talk about.
He said, I don't believe in COVID-19. It's scripted to get rid of masses of elderly J's. Well, hey, you never know. Like, hey, we conspiracy theorists too, so you never know.
I ain't talking about the origin. I'm just talking about what happened to people. You know what I'm saying? We lost people. We don't know where it come from, how it got there, what happened. We just know a lot of people was lost. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, Eli, you young. He said it took my junior year in high school away from me. Eli, I did not know you were that damn young, boy, but salute to you for coming in and showing love to the old heads, man.
Eli, young man. You know what I'm saying? Stay in school, sir. You know,
don't be nefarious and just
don't
be hanging
nefarious
out
like landlord.
Yeah, don't be hanging out at the trap and just, chilling in front of the liquor store.
What you doing in the liquor store, sir? Are you old enough to drink?
Hurry up and buy.
Let's see. Chris Graham said Trump gonna shoot some more in the air. I don't know what y'all talking about. Oh, you talking about? I hope you ain't talking about COVID. I hope not. Let's get off of that. You know,
yeah, they can come take our video
Let's
down.
Get back to talk about football. That's a dun dun dun. That's one of them moments for me.
Speaking of which, are you ever able to figure out you can use your soundboard?
Let's see. Y'all heard that? You didn't?
Hell no.
So it probably ain't. I don't want to even mess with it much as my stuff been messing up. Yeah, I ain't finna fool with it. We'll try next time. You know, my mic been tripping. As soon as I touch it, now I can't even talk no more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about the run defense though, and some of these other things before we move to the topic of people hating out Big Mike for
having back-to-back 12-5 seasons.
First row of playoff win in 30 years. Come on,
beat
man.
The GOAT. Beat the GOAT.
First win against Tom Brady in Cowboys franchise history.
Y'all should give him a little respect just for that. Like, I know that that y'all listen to the haters. Tom Brady was old. Come on, bro. Like, we ain't never beat this dude. Like, never in franchise history. Like, that's crazy. He done got all these rings and played us all these times. It ain't like we played him a whole bunch of times, but we still beat him. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hold on. Let's talk. Hey, I know it's Sunday, and I know that being greedy is a sin, because greed is a sin. But there is something I want to talk to you about in regards to a player named Quinnen Williams. You may be familiar with him.
Yeah, he went to my high school, actually.
So the Jets and all-pro defensive tackle Quinnen Williams are not close to a new contract per ESPN Rich Semenian. I can't pronounce that man's name. God forgive me. The two sides aren't close to an agreement, even though the second contract market for defensive tackles is clearly formed. The Titans recently signed defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons to a 4-year, $94 million contract, and the Giants, who are also in our division, signed defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence to a 4-year, $90 million contract. So, all pro defensive tackle Quentin Williams, they have not worked out anything with him. Would you take a flyer out there and possibly try and trade for a guy like Quentin Williams, given what you know about him and given what you know that he can bring to the table?
Talking about right now?
Like, even with Monty Smith, would you still trade for Quentin Williams?
Nah, I would. I love Quentin Williams, though. I would have gave up my first round pick for him.
Ooh.
I would have did that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would have did that. That boy like that. We know the grad, man. Shout out to We know the high school, man. You know what I'm saying? But that boy was a beast.
That was just something that came across the line. I had to look.
You remember I was saying DeForest Buckner. Quinn Williams would have been I would have took him too. He even younger.
And he had 13 sacks last year, 46 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, graded out as a 90 overall as a player, a 77.7 as a run defender. So you're still not missing much in terms of a run stopper. 84.1 as a pass rusher. Had 52 pressures, my guy. 14 hits.
That boy a monster, man.
25 hurries.
Hey, that boy out the city, man. We happy for him, man. That boy a monster.
Man.
If he could be a Cowboy, boy, it'll be up. I ain't gonna lie.
And listen, like, he's a defensive interior player. He has 31 career sacks.
Getting that boy going to work. That boy going to work.
Going crazy out there, man. So, yeah, so listen, I wouldn't mind having him. I don't think it's realistic, but just a thought. Just random thought. Every time somebody's not happy in their relationships, you got to see if they can come over there and do.
You got to explore options.
Yeah.
But we just got 2 defensive interior players. Like, if you would have told me this last week before last, hey, I would have been willing to give up my first. For a proven defensive tackle that's finna go crazy, absolutely.
He said, "Yeah, y'all conditioned for cheap mindsets to why Dallas still chasing 6. Not really. Like,
I just said I would have gave up my first. That ain't cheap.
I said it wasn't realistic for the Cowboys to do it. Right?
Not right now.
Like they did. Listen, they just invested a 26 overall pick in a defensive tackle. Right. So would I want Quentin Williams? Of course. Do I think the Dallas Cowboys would do it? Hell no.
Right now we don't need them. Not in my opinion. Nah, I mean, you could use them. I mean, because Hankins is a rental, but that's fantasy land, man.
Right.
With Dollar Bill Jones, come on now.
And listen, you already got free agents. He ain't trying to pay. He ain't trying to pay Diggs really. He could have got that contract done already.
Exactly.
Dak Prescott need another contract. CeeDee Lamb need another contract. Michael Parsons on deck next year, and he wants his money up front. It's his money. He needs it now, so he's not gonna wait. So shit. You're looking at like four guys you got to sign by next offseason. So like, do I think they'll trade away assets and then go out there and pay him $90 million? I don't. He said not you two, the chat. Okay, it's all love, Choctaw.
Okay. I was about to say, I was surely asking. I don't know how you feel about the Mozzie pick, Choctaw. I see you talking about Saki. What you think about Mozzie? C. Burleson said, Landlord, you got some merch? It's coming. It's in the works, sir. It's in the works. It's in the works. We getting real nefarious soon.
Indeed. We pay everyone when you him. That's true.
Hey, I know it's hard being a Cowboy when you see Howie Roseman over there doing all of this risky stuff. You know what I'm saying? But, we'll see how it work out for them. That's what we want to be. We want to be them risk takers, the ones that shooting dice. That's what a lot of people want to be. And I kind of understand the desperation because we ain't won in so long. So I get it, but we're going to have to see if we can win the way that we operate. That's all we can do at this point. We can't come in there and just storm in there and grab Steve, and we can't do that. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see how we can get it done the way we operate.
Man, real talk. Real talk. But I listen, I do like the move the Dallas Cowboys have made overall this offseason. Like the offseason as a whole has been a complete success. You upgraded wide receiver 2 with Brandon Cooks. You upgraded cornerback 2 with Stephon Gilmore. You improved your run defense by getting Mozzie and getting Overshown and getting Fehoko.
Fehoko, yeah.
So like overall, like listen, I was not the happiest guy at the draft with us taking a tight end with pick number with our second round pick. But overall, this has been a very successful, off season for the Dallas Cowboys. They actually went out there, were proactive about improving areas of the team that needed improvement. And I could even make an argument for the Dallas Cowboys of why they didn't take a guard, because they might be viewing Tyler Smith as the guard this season.
Yeah, they probably high on the people they got in the building. You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen what they seen. That's what I said. It's still a level of information that they have that we don't have, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could see those practices and, make that judgment call myself.
You can see those practices because you will be able to go to training camp.
Not all of them, though. You know what I'm saying?
You see a majority of them, though.
They practicing right now. Them boys might be practicing right now.
I mean, you just need to see Dak Prescott and let you watch what happens out there at the Dak yard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to holler at my guy Dak. You know what I'm saying? Let your boy Landlord up in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't got to record now. I just need the information. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Eric Black says what he says, but I hate MP. Michael Parsons picking up his weight trying to get bag, bro. We don't know how Overshown gonna fare in that position, and he don't got chemistry with LVE either. I feel Michael Parsons really tripping. I think he need to do it. The thing about it is, okay, we could say he chasing a bag, but that's literally how they using him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can have this idea of Michael Parsons in our head, but it's still a reality. How is he being used on the field? He's being used as a defensive end. That's how he's being used. Like, what, he had 700 and some snaps at defensive end? Like,
I'm finna actually go and look right now.
Yeah, we can't pretend like he's not a defensive end. That's all he's saying. So if they actually using him like a D end, he probably need to bulk up and get a little more of that armor to protect him. Because he was nicked up down the stretch. This 2 years in a row, he's been nicked up too. You remember the last year, his rookie year, he had COVID and stuff, and you know what I'm saying? He was losing gas down the stretch that year too. So maybe he see the trend that it's hard for him to sustain the level of play that he want to sustain at the size that he on. So at the same time, two things can be true. I know he want that defensive end bag over the linebacker bag for sure. But at the same time, he probably need to do it as well.
So Michael Parsons played 738 snaps on the defensive line last season, and only 171 as a linebacker.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
Michael Parsons played 738 of his 917 snaps at defensive end last year.
Okay.
He only played 171 of his 917 snaps at linebacker.
See, I know, look, we Cowboy fans, so it's kind of hard for us to change the perspective, the way we look at stuff. But think about this. Look at Micah if he was your son. You know what I'm saying? They playing your son 700 times on the D-line. What would you be telling your son he is? He's a defensive end. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Some people want to force him to be a linebacker. But if the man is one of the greatest pass rushers we done seen in the past about 10 years, I mean, let him pass rush. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and listen, he is the most dominant pass rusher you had since DeMarcus Ware.
Let him pass rush, man.
Yeah,
like, I ain't got no problem with it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to go out here reinvent the wheel. He ain't got to be taking snaps at safety, trying to be cute. He ain't got to be playing slot corner, none of that goofy shit.
And then for the people that saying they want him to be moving around, just let him move around on the D-line. You can blitz him from A gap, B gap. You can put him on the outside to the left defensive end, right defensive end. You can switch him around. You can even put him at linebacker and blitz him from from the linebacker spot. So
right.
you can do all of this.
You can listen. You can put him anywhere as long as he pass rush. Like
that's what I'm saying.
You can put him at safety as long as
you
he
can put him at corner as long as he pass rushing. I'm good.
Yeah, as long as he coming down to try to get after the quarterback. I don't care where you actually line him up at. Because y'all got to think about it. That's the majority of what he does. He's not out there dissecting plays as a middle linebacker. He ain't even got the green dot.
I made an argument for this about a month or so ago when I said I really feel like we might be behind the 8 ball of developing Michael Parsons as a linebacker, y'all. Like we might have to really just take a step back, get out our feelings, and look at the player. You know what I'm saying? Micah don't have a lot of run at linebacker right now. He don't. Outside of his rookie year, it's really thin of him just being a middle linebacker doing stuff. So we might have to let that dream go.
Man. And there's nothing wrong with that. You already have guys that can play linebacker. You got Damone Clark. You just went and got Overshown. You just you just got Devin Harper back healthy. So you just re-signed Leighton Van Der Esch, even though he's not the best linebacker in the world. You have linebacker depth right now, maybe not the linebacker depth that you like. And here's another rationality that y'all need to understand: the Dallas Cowboys played nickel 75% of the time. Last year, they were in a nickel package last year 75% of the time with a linebacker off the field. So they don't even want to play linebackers really. So what the point of Michael Parsons learning linebacker? You still need an extra pass rusher.
Facts.
There's a reason that J-Ron Curtis has the green dot. He's on the field more than these actual linebackers are.
Yeah. And Micah started checking himself out after a while. You know what I'm saying? Michael was like, hey, he tapping his head, man. I need to come out. He needed a breather.
Indeed, man. But listen, Michael Parsons is a dominant player. What he does, just because he doesn't play linebacker, up to a certain degree, does not mean anything. Like you don't even need him to do that.
What about what you said when I was on the show with JC and them? Coach Marv said he think Damone Clark gonna be that guy. At linebacker.
He might be. I like Damone Clark.
I like him, but I want to see it's the unknown for me. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him actually do it. You know what I'm saying? I think he got the ability, but ability and actually doing is two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Boss Man Fat got the ability to be a great cornerback. You know what I'm saying? But have he done it? No. You know what I'm saying?
Quit playing with me.
I mean, he do. That boy fast. He physical. He got all the physical traits. He just ain't did it. He just can't do it. So let's see. That's all I'm saying. Like having the ability to do something and actually doing it is just two different things. That's all.
Choctaw said Overshown weighed more than I did in college. I weighed 205 until junior year, only gained 10 pounds, buddy, a box safety like I was. And listen, the line between box safety and linebacker in Dallas is blurred in Dallas.
It's the same thing.
It's the same damn thing, basically. That's why J-Ron Curtis has the green dot. Now, that's why they play big nickels 75% of the time, right? Like Dan Quinn prefers a guy that can cover, can run end to end on the field, can hit. So, like that's really what he prefers, these linebacker safety hybrids.
So I see Choctaw look like he don't like the Mozzie pick because I ain't seen him since the draft, so I don't really know how he feel. But he said Mozzie was getting tossed around in college as well. Just because you're a Cowboy don't mean I have to comply. I wouldn't say he was getting tossed around, though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him getting tossed around, like, not often at all from the film I seen. Let me know what games you talking about, Chato. Because I ain't see him getting tossed around. I didn't see him. I seen him fall one time, and I watched like 5 tapes. Like, I seen him fall once, and you know what happened? I swear to you, he got tripped up. I promise you. He got tripped up by one of his other players. That's when he fell.
Alfredo said, hell, I don't care if Micah plays punter as long as he gets to the quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? I just want him to blitz. I just want him to rush, pass rush. Choctaw, let me know, man, because I know you be deep diving in the draft, man. Just let me know what game I'm missing, because I ain't see Mozzie getting tossed around. Like, I stand on that. Like, I didn't even see the man hit the ground. So, let me know.
Damone Clark straight, but they could have drafted another MP or something like that if they knew he was gonna go to the trenches, bro. How we know Clark can hold up with LVE in his new starting position. Well, this is the thing. This is all an unknown because you have not seen a lot from Damone Clark. However, Damone Clark, fresh off of back surgery, came out there, was productive for you, right? He was out there making tackles. He was out there, moving well. He was out there. And listen, he was a guy that was trying to play downhill. He's a willing hitter, and that was just him as a raw rookie. So you have to hope, with player development, with him having another off season, with him having another off season of straight training. He spent this entire off season last year rehabbing from surgery. He didn't really have time to actually get better. He was just trying to get back to what he was before. So he's gonna have an off season to actually improve his body, improve his craft. So you have to feel comfortable in that regard. Just with the track record of Dan Quinn developing these kind of players. So Go ahead and get the shout out to him real quick. I see he says you were super.
Shout out to Darrence, the CEO Davis. He says, I believe Kevin Joseph is staging his football performance on the field. Man, I thought you was doing something. How you tricked me like that, bro? I thought it was a real comment. Then it turned out to be a joke at the end. He got me good with that one because I'm up here like, I'm trying to really diagnose this. Like, he's staging what? And this man said his performance on the field. He rapping his performance.
Man,
he thought the rap words was just gonna translate to the field like it's man. And I was high on KJ too, man. I thought he could play, bro, but he ain't showed me nothing. So that's what I'm saying. Darn's like the ability to play.
Man, hold on. I ain't gonna say he ain't showed me nothing. He showed me he can get his ass toe up.
But he in the same boat as, man, we got some talent on here that never just did nothing, right? We got talent that, like, Jabril Cox is a great talent, bro. I know that's going to make us fight here, and I know it. But he's a great talent. Who
a great talent?
Jabril Cox.
Oh, okay. You just
Jabril Cox
you just talk about
man fat. I'm just saying, like, ability. Like, talent-wise, them boys can play.
No, we ain't gonna say that they can play. We gonna say
I'm saying like they are talented. Let's just say talented.
Physically gifted. Let's say
yes,
that.
they talented. Cause look,
physically gifted.
Look, if we get rid of one of them boys, I'm thinking they gonna probably leave here and go somewhere else.
Yeah,
they gonna be better.
They'll be great in the XFL.
They might mess around and be like another team, J-Ron Curse. Cause he didn't work out where he was at first either.
I believe
talented guy.
I believe he could be J-Ron Curse for the Rattlers.
Chill out, man. Ken is not giving who that was for? That was for Jabril or for Boss Man? Which one that was for?
Both of them.
See, hey, Ken ain't got no kind of heart, bro. I'm telling you. Shout out to you got us to pour with the 777. She says, please, Cowboy fans, remember positive thoughts yield positive outcomes. And don't forget to hit that like on your way in the door. Peace. I appreciate you, Miss You got us the pour. Thank you.
Yeah,
we need some positive energy in here too, though, because I see that it's a rumble. It's a Royal Rumble going on in the chat. Look like
you out here, man. You out here just talking about some craziness. Like that'd be great somewhere else. Where
I ain't saying great. I ain't saying great. Okay,
real quick, shout out to my wife coming into the chat. Y'all show us some love. I see you, baby girl.
Shout out to Miss HTM in the building. But look, all I'm saying is, maybe not great. If I said great, then let me take my statement back. I'm saying they might be able to be okay or go be a player for somebody else. Maybe not as great as J-Ron was for us. Because some teams, they just passed on J-Ron, bro. Like they thought he was not up to par. And he come to Dallas and just take over.
No, listen, the reason that J-Ron did not play is because he had all pros ahead of him. Like when he was in Minnesota, like they had Harrison ahead of him, they had the other boy ahead of him, so there was actual Pro Bowl safeties ahead of him while he didn't get on the field. Right then, he showed something in Detroit when he went to Detroit and he played well. He just played well on a bad team.
Hold on,
then he finally hold on. What you finna say?
Somebody said, "Bus man, fat."
Y'all be in this chat. Wow.
Somebody called him man, "Bus man, fat." Y'all, wow. No. Shout out to Alfredo Morales. Shout out to you, sir. Hey, that boy said, "Bus man, fat y'all boy, wow, y'all gotta have a heart, man. This is last year right here now.
Hey, listen, you see the hearts in the chat. That's why I have a heart for.
That's the only heart right there.
That's my wife right there. That's why I got a heart for her. Love you, baby.
Man.
And that's it. These boys out here, these boys out here playing like. Listen, you can't play like that on my favorite team and me not saying that. Like you up here cost me playoff games.
I pity the fool if you ain't got no numbers if you going up on him, bro, because you done. You better have some numbers.
Yeah. Like listen. I don't know these guys personally, so I can't just have listen. I ain't.
The bread gonna be looking for you in the streets, man.
Sir,
he gonna be looking for you in the streets,
sir. I live in Texas. Do not let that man run up on me like that. Listen, somebody run up on the Henny, they will not walk back. Don't let them.
Look, you gonna open your door. It's gonna be Jabril and what's it called, a boss man. So what you was saying, Mr. Hen? You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Don't set the boys up for failure.
Well, I live all the way in Alabama, so y'all gonna have a drive coming down here messing with me. Y'all, it ain't even worth it, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Cause we ain't out here for some trouble. You know what I'm saying?
See, I live in Texas, so if they want to, to swing by after practice and have an altercation, it's possible.
Hey, we gonna go viral now. Don't mess with me. Hey,
mess the bag up. I can't go.
You gonna have no more YouTube troubles after that. Cause you're going viral, my boy.
I ain't gonna have no. Listen, they gonna demonetize my page. I can't go to no more Cowboy games. I'll get banned.
All right,
man.
But yeah, man, I look at that. I'm just saying we have some talented players who didn't pan out. They got a good skill sets. They just didn't never really show it on the field, or we didn't find a niche for them in a role for them in the defense. So that don't mean they ain't talented.
She said, "Tell them about the gun line, Bob."
You know what I'm saying? But talent, like I said, talent alone does nothing, though. That's the thing about it. Talent alone does nothing. Hard work beats talent every time. Know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of players be so naturally talented that they be slacking on the work. That's what I be thinking be going on sometimes.
Eric Bledsoe said, "Well, did we release Jabril Cox? I ain't heard that yet."
They must have just did that then.
I ain't seen nothing.
Eric, where you get your source from, man? Don't have us announcing. Have us announcing the wee woo like Boss Cowboys Sports say. Shout out to him. Got us announcing the wee woo. I ain't seen it.
I just Googled it too, so I don't necessarily know that it's factual information, but he was to get cut. Like, God bless him.
He said, "Nah, I was asking." Oh, okay. Nah. I was about to say, don't do us like that now, Mr. Eric.
No, not yet.
Don't do us like that, Mr. Eric Black. Come on now.
Yeah, it ain't happened yet. It's possible for that to happen.
Bernard Field said, "Wrong system as well, fellas can contribute." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some systems work good for other players.
Hold on, now.
Vice versa. Now, real talk.
Listen, what system is Bossman gonna go to where he doesn't have to cover?
Hey man, chill out, man. The most of the times I seen Bossman get destroyed, he had no safety help. He had no safety help.
He ain't supposed to have. We play cover one. So if the safety thinks this other guy needs more help than you, then your ass got to do something.
He don't, cause if he thought he needed more help than Bossman, that's on DQ. Man, come on now.
Bossman is the one that got juked out his socks. He had the man covered. Like, this man completely tried to jump a route that wasn't there, and it went for 6.
Man. Come on, man. You got to have a heart, man. Do we have to break out Cowboys counseling again for you, sir?
Sir, he did not play well when he was on the field. Like, listen, I ain't say shit about his mixtape. I ain't talk about no club altercations. I'm not talking about none of that. I don't care about none of that. When he's on the football field, he did not play well, and that's what I got to talk about. I don't know this man.
I got some bars on it for you,
boy.
Hey, people say his music ain't even good. I ain't never listened to it, so I'm good. Troy Moore says, "I'm just saying we developed in Could you pull this comment up here?
Of course I can.
Troy Moore. Cause it be moving fast.
Yeah, I know it. Done went like 7 comments up.
Yeah, they'll swipe you out real quick.
Doing me dirty in here. Hold on, here it go.
Okay, he says, I'm just saying we developed in so many positions. KJ had only played in college for a short period, transferred college, and now in the NFL playing behind folks. Yeah, he did have a troubled college time now. He did. Because he was at LSU first. He was at LSU first, got into it with his coach and transferred to Kentucky.
And got to it with them there. So that's really a personal problem. Like, you can't get along. Like, I'm sure, listen, Landlord, you a grown man. I'm sure there are people at your job you want to punch in the damn face, but you know.
Joe China said his music is banging. Hey, y'all banging that Boss Man in Italy, Mr. Joe? They banging Boss Man out there in Italy, man. See, y'all don't even know what's going on out here, man.
Man, that don't even count.
Y'all don't even know the vibes. You know, his group name, you know the vibes. Y'all don't even know the vibes, man.
Why y'all like this?
Willie Vasher says, Landlord, this is a little off topic. Now that the Eagles have lost players and coaches, will we now see what Parsons was saying? Was it coaches or Hurts was just good? I don't think Parsons was saying it was coaches. I think Parsons was saying it was the team. It was the system. Like, basically, I think that's short for the team because they got a great offensive line. Like, any quarterback can look good behind that offensive line. I'd say that because that offensive line is good, y'all.
Superb. But you know, I'm not gonna knock him for having a good team. You really
I can't hate on him for that.
But like, he's not this transcendent. He ain't Patrick Mahomes and no shit. He ain't Patrick Mahomes. He ain't Joe Burrow. He really ain't Dak Prescott when it comes down to it. I seen Dak Prescott throw for 300 yards with Michael Gallup and Cedric Wilson as his only two healthy wide receivers. Right? We seen that when we played Oakland, not this year, but the year before. I seen Dak Prescott go 3-5 with Deontay Thompson as one of his main wide receivers, right? And you don't even know who the hell that is, right?
Straight up.
Yeah, like he was immediately out the league once he got cut from Dallas. So you know, like, I've seen Dak Prescott win games without having superior talent and shit. So you know, I can't say that about Jalen Hurts. I ain't really seen it.
Hey, when he didn't have this superb team, he struggled big time. That's why I just made that case on the show the other day. Like, bro, this team wasn't structured for Dak Prescott. Like, everybody try to give him that excuse. Like, when he came in, the team wasn't made for him, so he struggled. Like, bro, Dak Prescott hijacked Tony Romo's team. That's what he did. This team was made for Tony Romo. And Dak Prescott still took over and had a great year. Took this team to great lengths. So we'll have to see how it, because I don't give him an excuse for saying that his team wasn't predominantly made for him. Screw that.
Hold on. He said he is giving us production on the field. He talking about Boss Man, be it on special teams. Yeah, other guys don't get as much flack with no production. That is not true, because I be calling everybody out. Maybe not. Maybe we bring up Boss Man Fat too often because he be up here trying to politic for him. But you know, like, if you don't play well, I always talk about you.
Hey, shout out to B Bird. And the only thing about that comment Troy Moore said is, like, it grinds our gears because the man is a second round pick, though. Like, that's where it hurts. Like, if he was just a player we acquired or something, like, we wouldn't care. But shout out to B Bird because he just dropped a nigga, man. He says, did y'all know that this will be the first time an experienced head coach will be really running this team since Bill Parcells?
Wow.
That's crazy. That is crazy. And we've been sitting up here doing all this, waiting around trying to make a boy genius. That's what we've been doing. Like, I don't think y'all get it because B Bird is absolutely right. We've been sitting up here trying to make a boy genius, trying to be the smartest guys in the room. Hey, y'all didn't see Kellen Moore coming, and I did. I got you. Look at this. Y'all didn't see Jason Garrett coming. For 10 years, they wanted to be right about Jason Garrett. How in the world he even kept his job for 10 years, y'all?
Because it's an easy way for them to stay in control, micromanage shit, because he ain't gonna fight them back about a lot of stuff. Remember that he wasn't even calling plays. Like he really got into the NFL. He was one of the better play callers in the league when he first came in, and they even stripped him of that. So
A lot of people think he had a little sabotage going on with Wade Phillips too.
you never know.
They say you know how it is, the conspiracy people. Like, I wish I had my X-Files, but a lot of people say they felt like he kind of sabotaged Wade Phillips. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, like he was messing them up, and then he knew he was the next coach in line. So I don't know, man. Alfredo Morales said, watch the narratives on Dak change as soon as the boys win the Super Bowl. All those Dak and boys haters will be claiming the boys and Dak are the greatest thing since peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Straight up. See, what they gonna do is, I think even if the Dak haters, they stand pat. Them boys are true to themselves. Like they are professionals at this. What the Dak haters gonna do is say it was the defense. They gonna say it was somebody else, or they gonna boost up the rest of the team. They gonna be like, oh, they got Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb. Them boys just went crazy. Like anybody could have did that. That's what they gonna do.
They always do that, but the moment people be forgetting though, like Dak Prescott was leading us to the number 1 offense in the National Football League in 2020, and then when he got hurt, we averaged 6 points the first 2 games without him. So, like they always say what anybody can do, except we didn't had anybody as our starting quarterback before, and they didn't do what Dak Prescott did. Because Cooper Rush did not have this as a top offense. Andy Dalton didn't have this as a top offense, right? Ben DiNucci didn't have this as a top offense, right? The boy Garrett Gilbert didn't have this as a top offense. So, like we done seen plenty of quarterbacks since Dak Prescott with a little run with injuries, and they ain't do shit.
And I don't think, let me holler at B-Bird real quick. Shout out to you with the 499. He says KJ's failure is the reason Gilmore is here and why we thought about drafting Joey Porter Jr. You don't draft a second rounder for special teams. Absolutely. That's very, what they say, that's too rich for my blood for a special team. It sucks. It sucks. Go ahead.
We put what on Dak and not Hennythemoor? What we put on Dak and not Hennythemoor?
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm trying to see. I want DeQuincy to elaborate for me real quick, because I don't know.
DeQuincy, you be wanting to fight about Dak, don't you, bro? We already did this, DeQuincy. We did. You was here for the breakdown interception. We blamed Dak for his faults, and we blamed Kellen for his. You even didn't blame Dak for all of his. You know what I'm saying? Then we been saying, bro, look, it's certain common sense things that you can't even deny. Like, Dak is what? Right now, at his older age, Dak is still what? Like a top 6, 7 rushing quarterback? Like, real talk, he still got that ability. Kellen Moore never used Dak in that way. Mobile quarterback.
Because we did. Because you can make a comparison with the same damn offensive weapons in the same year. There's no reason that the offense go from 26 to 1 because of one quarterback, right? Because with Cooper Rush was your starting quarterback, you had the 16th ranked offense. When you had Dak Prescott in those games, it went to number 1. So that's a clear comparison with the same offensive set, with the same offensive play caller. So how you gonna say it's not Dak Prescott when everything is the same but him?
Dak boosted this offense to a whole nother level.
Right,
as soon as he got back.
And it's the same thing with the other years. 2020, we was the number 1 offense with Dak Prescott. Without Dak Prescott, he averaged 6 points with Andy Dalton those first 2 games. They averaged 6 points. They scored 12 points between their first 2 games. So that's what I'm talking about.
He's dropping bars right here.
He said Rush was winning. Oh God.
He said Dak haters love Dak his rookie year. Now watch this. Watch this now. Watch how they turn on Michael Parsons. When Michael get his money, they gonna hate Michael's guts. Watch what I tell you. Michael better be getting 13, 15 sacks again. Like every year after he get paid. Or they gonna hate Michael Parsons. Because Michael gonna really break the bank. And he ain't gonna be shying away from it. He is not finna be negotiating with terrorists. He gonna tell them what he want. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have it on Front Street. Michael finna ruffle a lot of feathers, y'all. So y'all better get ready. Like, I think that was West Coast. Shout out to West Coast Cowboy, man. He said Cowboy Nation need to record how they feel about Michael Parsons right now and play it back in 2 years because it's going to get ugly as far as that number go. So I don't want y'all to turn on Michael like you did Dak. Because they loved Dak at the beginning. I felt like too.
Well, he can do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know, people, and listen, I don't understand what y'all getting at. You was talking Russ was winning. You know damn well that 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions was not the reason the Dallas Cowboys were winning games. That man did not even complete 60% of his passes. It's very, you know, that's what I'm looking for. It's very casual to use wins as a quarterback stat when it's not. Like we've seen quarterbacks, like I would talk about Jimmy G. This man threw 8 passes in a game, and they won going away. But he gets a win on his belt, right? Just like if a quarterback gets hurt or quarterback gets benched, but they started. If the team ends up winning, they still get a win for that. So wins is stupid. Wins is not a real quarterback stat. All you got to do is be the starter and not even have to finish the game. As long as you get the start and the team wins, you get a win on your record. You can get benched, you can get hurt. You know, you can play like ass and you still get a win.
Facts. Yeah, that's how I go, man. So yeah, it shouldn't be attached to quarterbacks, but you know it is for some reason. I don't know why. It makes no sense, but they attach wins to quarterbacks.
Fam, everything is about stats. What you think gets people to the Hall of Fame? Like that's literally what all you can really judge a player off of is the damn stats. Why you think people are in the Hall of Fame without winning a Super Bowl? It's because of the numbers they put up. Like that. Hold on.
Willie, go ahead. Willie got a good comment though. Go ahead.
Now I was just gonna say, like, stats is really what gets you paid, and stats is really what gets you into the Hall of Fame. Like people be talking about Super Bowls and shit. Like hell, there's teams that ain't got no Super Bowl. So if you play for a franchise that never won a Super Bowl, you think you don't
You was
qualify?
just trash. You was just trash. Like your whole every player, everywhere. Name of organization that didn't have one. The Bills ain't got one, right?
The Bills ain't got no damn Super Bowl.
Who else?
There's plenty. Like teams.
The Dolphins got one.
Dolphins got one way back in the day. The Browns don't have a Super Bowl. They got championships pre-Super Bowl, but they don't have a Super Bowl.
They don't have it in the Super Bowl era.
No, they ain't got a Super Bowl. Jacksonville, Houston,
So
Tennessee.
All these players that play for these people are just terrible. Like every quarterback they had, all of that, they just suck. That it makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. But Willie Vasher said, where it went?
Cardinals don't got one. He said Dolphins actually got 2. How long ago it happened?
Here we go. He said, let's be real. If you haven't noticed, Dan Quinn is setting up this team as if he is going to be head coach if Mike McCarthy doesn't at least get us to the NFC Championship. Now, Willie being real nefarious right now. You know what I'm saying? Because, I done heard Jerry Jones say we got 2 head coaches. And like, I mean, I understand what he mean, but like, it's structure is a way the business been made. A successful business has to have real structure. Like everybody knows that. Like you can't just be, hey, he's the boss today. He's the boss tomorrow. Hey, I'm gonna listen to him right now. No successful business can work without real leadership and a real hierarchy. So that was kind of alarming. That was a red flag when I heard Jerry Jones say that, to be honest. But I think it's still possible that it can work. This might be an outlier situation. This could be an anomaly because Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy is so cool. Like, I think they want the same things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it's a good like partnership right here.
The Quincy says that we mess around and draft a guy like Jameis Winston or some shit. Like people just be acting like first round quarterbacks always playing out.
Man, like Zach Wilson.
Like y'all be forgetting like all these first round quarterbacks they ain't did a damn thing. There's plenty of first round quarterbacks in the league right now that never panned out. Baker Mayfield, dog.
Johnny Manziel.
Boy, what?
We almost had Johnny Manziel. What's the other
over
guy?
Zach Martin.
What's the other guy? The other quarterback that was trash. He out the league right now, and Jerry was talking about moving up for him. No, Jared was talking about moving up for the boy that went to Paxton Lynch. Like, you want him? See, I don't think y'all understand, bro. Y'all got a great quarterback for a bargain for 4 years, and you still mad. You still angry. Like, the reason we look at the quarterback situation like we look at it is because we've been blessed to have two good quarterbacks just arrive in
Fall in our lap.
just arrive. See, y'all have a lot more respect on the quarterback position in Dallas if we actually had to give up draft capital and go get one. See, they say things that you easily acquire, you don't put the right respect into it. That's part of the reason why I think a lot of this hate coming at the quarterbacks too, though. Think about it. Like, when you earn something, you put a little more respect on it. You know what I'm saying? These quarterbacks just fell in our lap, so they like, hey, we can get a quarterback from anywhere. Like, I don't think y'all realize, like, we just fortunate, y'all. We fortunate.
Yeah. He said Barker shot that quarterback in Dallas, didn't know Romo was gonna ball. You don't know anybody gonna ball till they ball.
Yeah, and Dak beat out people. Romo beat out people. Like
Ryan Leaf. Like, come on now. We ain't gonna just sit here and act like first round quarterbacks are a sure thing. Like, you'll say that, and then you'll be right back here.
RG3. You can have a great talent and he just get hurt, like, and never be the same again. Like, I mean, you got RG3 over there at the Commanders. Like, bruh, it just don't work like that. You need to be happy. Like, I think the Cowboy, the way we structure, man, we didn't build this to the point where we think that we got to have a superhero at quarterback just to win. No.
You got to say bring back Quincy Carter.
They'll respect Dak a lot more. You bring back Quincy Carter, Tim Couch, you know.
Achilles Smith. I don't even remember where Achilles Smith is. Now I know he was ass.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you bring back some of these quarterbacks who never did nothing, like, and then you would have thought that the Cowboy Nation would rejoice after Dak got hurt and the team just was terrible. It should give you a different perspective on your quarterback, but not in Dallas, not with Dak. It gotta be still craziness. It was a lot of people still saying, like, Andy Dalton was finna change our life. Like Dak was done. I remember them posts.
Andy
Dalton, Dak is done now. He's never getting the job back. I remember them posts.
And we went out there and ain't do a damn thing.
Didn't do nothing.
Hey, we even got about Jamarcus Poe Russell.
Jamarcus Russell changed the whole NFL. Every first round pick should be mad at Jamarcus Russell. Honestly. Like, he messed up a lot of their money, bro. You remember he the one, I believe he the reason they put a cap on it, right?
If I'm not mistaken, I think so.
The Raiders lost so much money behind that boy. It took them about 10 years to recover.
Man. But listen, yeah, like that's what I'm saying, man. Like, we can't just sit here and act, just because we get somebody in this round, that round. Look, Carson Wentz was a first round pick.
Carson Wentz. And Dak outshined him through and through.
So yeah, like, nah, we're not gonna sit here and act. Dak Prescott has literally set multiple Cowboys records. He's literally right now statistically a top 10 quarterback in, like, passer in all the major passing categories. Completion percentage, he's top 10. Pass rating, he's top 10. TD to interception ratio, he's top 10. And y'all talk about wins and losses, he's top 25 in career win-loss percentage as a starting quarterback. I don't really think wins and losses are a quarterback stat, but y'all do. Right, y'all do, and he's top 25 in that regard.
They didn't like Dak when you remember for a while, Dak was right behind Brady in wins for a long time, for about 3 seasons. Like, y'all didn't like Dak then. Y'all called him a game manager then.
Yeah, dink and dunk Dak.
Yeah, y'all called him dink and dunk then. See, they moved the goalposts. They just, if you don't like Dak, you just don't like him. But hey, I got some bad news for you. They gonna sign him in a minute, and you're gonna be dealing with him for even more years. So, maybe you can get another team you root for in the meantime. I don't know what to tell you. Willie Basher says, hold up, Landlord, now that Kellen is gone, we are going to see if Mike McCarthy is the real deal, because Quinn could have taken a head coach job. Jerry had to have told him something to keep him. Yeah. I don't know if I mean, they blew some smoke up Mike McCarthy tail, and they told him they wanted him to be here long as Landry. You remember they said that?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what they doing, man. Jared says a lot of things.
Hey, what's up with you, my brother Kelvin Hicks? I appreciate you for tapping in and showing love. Also, y'all remember the raffles are still going on. My brother Landlord got a raffle going on, and I got 2 currently. So if you send $5 to $Hennythemoor, you will get entered for your chance to win a Dallas Cowboys jersey on both the 9th and the 31st of this month. So if you want to double your chances of winning a Dallas Cowboys jersey, just send $5 to $Hennythemoor. And Landlord, what they got to do to enter your raffle, my boy?
Just send $5 or better from the Cash App or either a super chat. You know, you got a jersey raffle. It ends on the 11th. And second place, you get a t-shirt. Third place, you get a Cowboys hat. So you got 3 chances to win on mine too for $5. You know, just holler at me. Make sure y'all support. You know, and it ends on the 11th. So how many days you got left? Let's see. You got 4 days left right now. So y'all make sure y'all tap in and go and get your last minute entries in if y'all want to participate. But yeah, man, they said, let's see. Mr. Choctaw Montana, what he say? I know he controversial. He says, go look at the teams. He said, go look at the teams that has 0 Super Bowls. Just know Bills 0-4 and Vikings 0-8. Oh my God.
Ooh, that's them
boys 0-8 in the Super Bowl.
That's nasty.
Good grief. That's, man, 0-8, bro. Are you talking about in championships and stuff too, Choctaw? Let me know.
Well, we know for a fact the Bills are 0-4 because we saw the 4.
Yeah, we beat them 3 times in a row, right?
We beat them 2 times.
2 times in a row.
And then we beat the Steelers the last time.
Then we beat the Steelers the 3rd time, yeah. But, bro, let me know if that's in the Super Bowl era or is that just all time? Because that's terrible. That's terrible.
How many times has the Viking been in the Super Bowl?
He said no, 0 Super Bowls. 0-8 in Super Bowls. Ooh, that's so horrible. That's horrible. And y'all up here wetting the bed about us. Like, bro, we got 5 of them things. I know it's been long. And then look, somebody that you don't even look at like that because they had playoff success. But look at this. The San Francisco drought for a Super Bowl been longer than ours. It's a year longer than ours. They ain't won a Super Bowl in a year longer than us. They just been to the Super Bowl. They been to the NFC championships and stuff, but they haven't won a Super Bowl in more time than us.
Close but no cigar, huh?
Yeah, it's close but no cigars. So people don't even look at the 49ers like that. They've been lacking longer than us.
Man, real talk. And listen, we are setting our team up to be successful this year, man. That's why I'm really, we really haven't talked about Overshawn. Like, I know you said that you like him, but you ain't really sold on him just yet. Let's have a talk about our 3rd round pick because I think I feel a little bit higher on his skill set than you do right now.
I'm just being selfish, man. I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm being selfish. I wanted a linebacker, and I just don't think he's a linebacker. That's a backer. 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 That's a backer.
Boy, your shit done turned into a.
That's a backer. Hold on.
Are you back? They said, hey, I thought you finna remix that shit, boy. That shit said linebacker. I thought you finna remix that shit, boy. Can you hear me, my boy? Remix. Hey, come on, Landlord. Hey. Are you good, Bo? While Landlord is working on his technical difficulties on his end, I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about the boy. I'm going to tell you all the things that I do like about him. All the things that he brings to the table. He gonna shut it down and come back in. So yeah, we're finna talk to y'all about all the things that he brings to the table. Yeah, what's up with you, Neil? I see you tapping into the liquor store, my guy. Thank you for coming in, showing love to the channel, man. So let me get his stuff pulled up real quick, man, because I really like the guy, and he is correct because he is more of a tweener than he is like a natural middle linebacker. But you know that's exactly the kind of guy that Dan Quinn's want for this defense. When you take a look around at the other guys on this team, they drafted Jabril Cox pretty much to play this role. He hasn't really panned out just yet. Maybe to injury, maybe to his inability to tackle. But they really brought in Jabril Cox to fill this role of a hard hitting, rangy linebacker that can also cover. Right. But he also has a safety background. They both do. So let me get his statistics pulled up real quick. Yo, what's up with your Jazz? If I see you tapping in, man, my confidence level are at a -10. I want to be shown, not just confident. I understand that. Wrench fan, don't let Lee Side run wild, flex that mod. Buffalo and the Vax have each been in Super Bowl 4 times and lost each. Okay. So they're 0-8 combined. All right. They're still horrible. I think we won an undrafted free agent. I believe so too, man. Like we got guys, listen, we got an undrafted free agent that had a 4th round grade. We got another one that had a 5th round grade, man. So when you talk about undrafted free agents with upside, definitely do think that we knocked that shit out the park, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, but let me go ahead and share this screen. Marino ain't trash by any means. All right, so let me just go ahead and show you some overshown statistics, man. As y'all can see, he had one down year in 2021, but outside of that, he graded out as a 68.2 in 2020, as a 72.2 in 2022. Played 712 snaps last year on the defensive side of the ball. Ended up having 67 solo tackles, 25 assisted. He did miss 14 tackles. However, he had 30 stops in the run game, 16 coverage stops. He had 4 sacks. Made a lot of negative plays last year. So I really do like his ability. And I hear Landlord chiming back in, so if I get my brother back into the building, man. Hold on, let me get this thing moved down here. There we go. Landlord, talk to me. Can you hear me, Landlord? I can't hear you. Something came through that time. Check your cord where it's plugged in. I think you might have a short. I can hear you perfect right now. Wherever you did, okay. Keep doing that. Yay! We got Landlord back.
Man, I don't know what happened, man. I plugged my phone up to this Mac, bro. It hates Android. It just messed everything up.
Boy, you remixed that shit. That shit it said what the last thing you said like 10 times. Back. Like, hold on, my nigga finna drop that shit.
Am I still on my channel? Cause I don't see nothing. It done rebooted everything. It wouldn't even let me pull the thing back up. Like that was crazy.
You still on your channel? Cause I see you guys are still in here commenting. She doesn't follow this page yet. So
what? Yeah. Hold on, Miss You guys. You gotta go over there now. Hold on. Somebody said Landlord got caught in the alternate universe. Y'all boy, wow. Hold on. Double I said Landlord that dropped the what he said. Y'all, them comments be moving so quick. I don't know.
HTN, what you think of my comment on Dan Quinn moving KJ to safety as the last option if he can't be? But he probably better suited to be a safety. Right? He's a willing hitter. He covers well enough to cover a damn tight end. Right? He's a superior athlete to any tight end you put him on.
That boy, he ain't on your top too. You got it. He called you out. He ain't even waste no time. He called you out. He on your top now.
I see all the paired ones, man. So
He on your top.
Yeah, but it's all love. It's all love, man.
They said Joe Trachada said Landlord went back to the future. Hey, y'all got me want to look at it now. I don't know what happened. Man, I promise you, as soon as my phone was about to die, I said, let me plug it up to the computer. Like I got a charger right here conveniently. So I plugged it up, then everything just went haywire. Like Apple need to quit playing with Android like that, man.
Man, landlord got snapped. Man, you got snapped out of existence by Thanos, Lee.
He snapped his fingers. It was over with.
It was over with. My boy turned to dust.
I was in the dirt. But yeah, man. So you asked me about Overshawn before I left.
Yeah, I will ask you about Overshawn. That's why we got that nice little linebacker clip. I want to cut that up now. You can go back and watch that shit, boy. But nah, like I listen. I like him. I know that he is not like a pure linebacker, right? I understand this. I know he's going to be a tweener, but given the fact that it's the style that Dan Quinn wants to play, when you look at the guy that he drafted, like you look at Jabril Cox, who is a tweener. You know, you look at J-Ron Curse, who is basically a tweener for you. He got the green dot. You know, you look at guys that can pretty much fill both roles. So, you know, like he fits the mold of what Dan Quinn wants right now, because he been playing this style since Atlanta. We know about Bobby Wagner in Seattle, but when he went to Seattle with his own team, picked his own personnel, right? He would get in these tweener type of linebackers. Please don't be gone. I heard static. Landlord, are you still holding on? Joe, man, I can't hear nothing my boy saying, man. Damn.
I see what it is, man. We good.
Oh, okay. You can't be scaring me like that, man.
As soon as I press, like no lie, as soon as it do something, it just kick everything out. We good now though. We should be good.
They said my boy. They thought you were gone for good.
I was gone again. Yeah, I'm about to get ready to wrap it up anyway. I gotta go to the day job. But yeah, they had me in the what they said in the upside down, like
Stranger Things.
Like Stranger Things. Big Sorry said landlord gone to the upside down world. Yeah, I was out there chilling with 11 now. But yeah, man, I just look at it like Overshawn. The way I look at it, I'm like, bro, if you wanted a tweener type guy, why would you say Drew Sanders better?
Well, Drew Sanders can't do what he does though.
Which is what?
He can't cover. The difference between here is Drew Sanders is a tweener, but he has a defensive end background, right? He was playing defensive end in Alabama at the end of the bench before he became, before he got there. So you're talking about a guy that can actually cover, can also give you something in the pass rushing game, and can also play linebacker a little bit. Then, in that aspect, then you would want him. If you're just looking for a pass rusher, then yeah, you would want Drew Sanders. But we have that in Sam Williams, really. And you talk about a guy that can rush the passer. But I wouldn't trust Drew Sanders to cover anybody.
Yeah, I mean, how much covering? Maybe you shouldn't be asking your linebackers to do much covering anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how that's gonna go. But if he can cover better, then I like him better. You know what I'm saying? I like how he come downhill. I'm finna do a deep film dive on him soon as I get to work. So I'm gonna check him out even more. I'm gonna try to watch every game I got. But we're gonna see how it go, man. Like I said, I wanted a pure linebacker. DQ don't want to play like that, it looks like. So I need to just leave DQ alone, let him do DQ things. That's what it looked like.
Oh, okay, so hey, I'm letting you guys make it. She said she been subbed. Okay.
Hey, so you playing around now?
You playing with Church's money. I had to make sure, family. It's all good.
Said, don't do her like that.
It's all good.
Said she been at the liquor store, man. What you talking about?
All right, Eastside Hero said Sam Williams is I knew it would be your hating ass coming here talk about players.
I ain't got nothing to say to Eastside, bro. I don't got nothing to say to you, sir. I am absolutely, taken aback, sir. I am very sad. I can't picture landlord working a 9 to 5. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I think it's from the storm in my area. My connections, they warned me about some shit.
He said landlord job put a block on his phone. Yeah. But yeah, man, like I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Texans had a good draft, bro. Them boy got my boy Tank there, It's very sad. That's very personal for me. You know what I'm saying? So that sucks. That's gonna hurt my little heart. Shout out to B Bird with the 499. He says impressing KJ stat. He had 8 penalties last year. Wait a minute, B Bird. Wait a minute. He had 8 penalties. Wait a minute, B Bird. He said he had 8 penalties last year. That was tied for 4th in the league. Everyone ahead of him was an O lineman, and he's the only backup. Ugh. Now, B Bird, why you want to do us like this on a Sunday, sir?
Well.
Why you want to do? That's so terrible, B Bird. Good grief, because you started out like I'm like, okay, impressive stat for KJ.
It is impressive to be that to be that bad in that short amount of time, because he getting penalties, he's giving up touchdowns. Like, oh my God,
man, wait a minute, man. B Bird had me thinking he'd have went and did some digging, boy. Man, he's an impressive stat for KJ. I'm like, okay, he got me.
Hey, KJ about 2 penalties away from having a trash double.
Hey, you know how Law say, man, I thought he had me. He came and shanked me with the butter knife, man.
Not the butter knife.
He shanked me with the butter knife. Dang, B Bird. Don't do me like that.
He done took your ass out the game.
It's a Sunday, B Bird. Good grief. That man said he got more. He is up there with the old lineman in penalties. That's terrible, bro. Like, that's horrible. I don't even want to talk about that no more. That's terrible.
Nah, that's your boy though, man.
That's terrible.
That's your boy, man. You know, y'all went to school together or some shit.
Nah.
I'm just saying he got
that boy from New Orleans or something. Don't put him over here.
Nah. Like, you be taking up for this, man. I know y'all had to ride or die together or something.
Chill out, man. Don't be like that.
Hey,
don't be this way.
Y'all done been to family barbecues and shit together.
It's a Sunday, man. Y'all almost forgot. It's a Sunday.
It is, like and that's why we bring it all to the altar.
Yes, my man said Sam Williams ain't trash. I don't know what Eastside just gonna hate, like, regardless. Like, he just gonna say anything. Like, he'll say Michael's trash. He probably said that before. Like, he just gonna hate regardless.
Bus man fat.
B Bird, that's crazy. Bus man fat. Y'all so wrong for that name.
He wrong for doing this to us.
He did get a lot of money to be trash though, so you know he screwed us. He's laughing that he get the last laugh. Look like
he gets laugh all the way down to the bank.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's a special team player that rather rap instead of focus on football.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, boy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this is your
and
fault.
I rap too, so I'm up here like, man, hey, man, KJ, look, wait a minute. I ain't finna say what you think I'm saying. I'm finna be like, man, that man can have some extracurriculum activities and not just be terrible. Like, you could do 2 things at once, right? And it just come bite him in the butt just like this. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, these boys is high.
That's crazy. But, man, hopefully he got this the end of the road. Like what the man said. To the end of the road. That's it for him. So we gonna figure out if he gonna be an NFL player or is he gonna be, part of 4K Trey or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be part of CMG with Yo Got in them or something? Like, we finna figure out what he gonna do.
Man. We gonna see, man. But like, shit, we really wasted too much of our time talking about Boss Man Fair. I'm sorry we did this to y'all, man. We wasted.
I blame B Bird. I'm gonna blame B Bird.
We took time out of your day and your regular scheduled programming that y'all will never get back, and I'm so sorry about that.
I'm gonna blame B Bird for that. But yeah, man, I gotta get ready to go ahead and head out, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. What you about to keep rocking here, or what you about to do?
I'm gonna keep rocking this for a little bit longer, then I'm gonna jump on off.
Okay, man. Y'all make sure y'all support. Hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. Y'all know I go by Landlord from Alabama. Your plug for everything about America's team. And come holler at me, man. Everywhere, just support. I appreciate all the love. As y'all been showing and giving, the raffle is coming down the pipeline. So y'all make sure y'all put your last entries in and holler at your boy, man. Let's get it. Indeed. Appreciate you for having me at the liquor store, Mr. Hen.
Hey, I appreciate you for bringing the trap over here, man. Salute to you, brother.
Already, man.
Indeed. All right, y'all. So that was my boy Landlord from Alabama tapping in with us, man. Came through and showed us some love. We're gonna rock for just a little bit longer, man. We're gonna rock for just a little bit longer. So what do y'all think, man? So, I already showed y'all the graphic about how the run defense usually translate, at least for over the last decade or so, how run defense usually translates to the Super Bowl winners. So what do you think these young guys can add to us, man? How can a 2-year player that barely sees the field due to politics a bust? What politics is the reason that he's not getting on the field? The last time I checked, matter of fact, we're gonna show you why he's a bust, because he doesn't play good when he's on the field. Right? Oh, don't worry. I'll get it pulled up for you. But we're not gonna sit here and act like he was good. Because he was not good. What game y'all ever seen Kelvin Joseph play well? Like, oh yeah, Kelvin Joseph playing his ass off. Y'all ever had a game like that in the existence of his NFL career? No. I think Mike McCarthy having our defense rest more light will make us more overpowered. Yeah, definitely. No, toning down the amount of possessions they have to defend, is going to help out the team in the long run. Time of possession, clock management, all those kind of things are going to be increased. With us, taking the time out to try and establish the run. Right, when you're able to, and when you run the ball like that, you're not going to have a lot of turnovers. You're not going to be forcing the ball down the field for the ball to get picked off. You're not going to really have clock management issues because you're going to probably be leading in time of possession. Because even if you don't get a lot of yardage on a run that stays in bound, you're still going to be milking the clock. So there's going to be a lot of benefits to actually running the ball, and I'm excited about that, man. And matter of fact, he hasn't done anything but get toe up. So I got his statistics pulled up now. I'm finna go ahead and share the screen, read this shit out to y'all. Hey, shout out to my boy Landlord from Alabama. He said, shout out to that trap, and make sure y'all hit that like for the squad that would not charge your car. Salute. He said, but my thing is, why is it always the ones that at home always saying that a player that made it can't, because we're fans, because we can critique teams. That's what we pay money for. Same way you're in the chat defending them. Like, that's your opinion, and then that's everybody else's opinion. Last time I checked. So let's take a look. Here we go. All right, so this is his statistics for the year. He did not play well. So he played 167 total snaps. He played against the run 63 times. As an overall defender, he graded out as a 49.2. Coverage grade was a 44.1. So not very good, right? Run defense, really good, 82.7. Tackle percentage was good at 68.1, which why they really give credence to people saying that he might be able to make it as a safety. Like, he plays real well against the run. He's a willing tackler, which are really traits for a safety. But when it comes down to coverage itself, which is the primary responsibility of a defensive back, he was targeted 18 times. He allowed 12 receptions, which is a 66.7% completion percentage when targeted. Gave up 228 yards, which is 19 yards of reception. And he also gave up 4 touchdowns in limited snaps. So, no, he did not play good. He didn't play good. And that's fine to say. That's just the way of the world. He did not play well. He says, Kevin Hicks, it don't take much to come down and tackle. Free first or a touchdown. Yeah. Like, shit, you can't give up down there 20 yards every time you get targeted. You can't give up 20 yards every time you get targeted. So, yeah, that's it. Like, hey, I don't really want to talk about KJ. Like, I don't think he'll make the damn team. That's my hot take. I don't think this offseason he's gonna make the team. So I think it's a moot point. They traded up to get a cornerback for a reason. And then you already have other guys on the team that's developing. There's guys ahead of him like Nashawn Wright that played better when he was on the field. Izzy played his ass off in a playoff game. So like I think there's other guys. Yeah. Yeah, like I think the jury is already out on KJ. Like he is who he is, man. And he's not that good as a corner. Like I said, maybe he can move to safety and save his career. But it is what it is. When you don't play up to your draft position, the least you can do is not be a high maintenance off the field. He can't even do that. But yeah, what are some of y'all thoughts, man, about some of our draft picks? Because I don't really want to spend too much time talking about guys that've been on the team and haven't really performed like that. So what do y'all thoughts about some of the guys that we spoke on? And hell, maybe some of these undrafted free agents we haven't had an opportunity to talk about yet. Like there's a lot of undrafted free agents that we brought in that I think that might be sneaky additions to the team. Damian Crow, you love them. You talk about the undrafted free agents. I like them boys too, man. So Joseph was a flag magnet. Up to this point, he's been. Up to this point, he has been a flag magnet. He hasn't played well. He just hasn't played well, but it's fine. Maybe he'll get it together, maybe he won't. But let's talk about a guy who I like, but we have a bunch of edge rushers on this team, so I don't necessarily know if he's going to make it or not. But let me see. I get the board pulled up real quick. Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to see if I can find the undrafted free agent list for y'all real quick. But there's a couple of guys on here that I didn't even realize that we actually picked up. Okay. I'm finna screen share, see if I can get this shit pulled up for y'all. Oh, Tyrus Wheat. Yeah, I like Tyrus Wheat too. Tyrus Wheat is an edge rusher, and we have a ton of those. But he has a lot of upside. He's a guy that had a 4th round pick had a 4th round grade coming out of college, but somehow he failed. So I like him. I like Isaiah Land. It's just the fact that we have so many pass rushers. I just don't know. I just don't know who are going to actually make the team. It's a good problem to have, right? Theoretically, you could never have too many edge rushers. You said I'm talking about Isaiah Land. I'm talking about Wheat had the 4th round grade. I like Land too. There's a bunch of guys out here, man. That listen. We're just comparing like overall talent. Like I think we murdered undrafted free agency. Because there's a bunch of guys on here that actually had draft grades on them. TJ Bass had a draft grade. He had like a 5th round grade. Wheat had a 4th round grade. There's a bunch of guys on here that actually were supposed to get drafted and just failed a couple of spots for whatever reason. He said draft was a reach, but we got to play with the toys that we got. Well, listen, I like Mozzie Smith. Like you had the 22nd ranked run defense, and you added the best one tech in the entire draft. I like Overshown. You needed more athletes to play that hybrid linebacker role. He had a very good career. He can cover. He can hit. I like him. Now that I did my due diligence on Fihoko, I like him. Right. So, and I still think Fihoko probably went a grade, probably like a round early. Like he had a 5th round grade. He went into 4th. So. Could you say he's a reach? Sure, you could say he was a reach, but now that I actually looked at his stuff, like he's a damn good player. I don't know if that shit will translate, up to to this level of playing because he was doing it at a very small school. But he played in the same conference that that Ron Bland played in. The last defensive player we got for that conference panned out pretty damn good, didn't they? So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Because Dan Quinn has a good eye for defensive talent. He has a very good eye for defensive talent. No, that's why I know for a fact that yes, Kelvin Joseph probably does, have some upside, have some talent, can do this and do that. He just hasn't put it together yet, right? Because he ran like a 6'2" coming out of college, very physical corner. He hasn't put it all together yet, but like in terms of like raw, physical numbers, like a lot of these guys have that. So I'm rooting for Fihoko. Mazzy Pad was drafted too high. I know he had a late first round grade to an early second round grade. He got drafted in the late first round. So you should say whatever you want to. I also know for a fact that the Texans are not going to win a Super Bowl this year. So that's neither here nor there. But salute to you. Yeah, KJ ran a 4.25. Yeah, I knew he had a good ass combine, something like that. And he's a former SEC player. So, I think people had faith in him when he first got here. But, we're just going off of what's happened so far. C. Burleson, backup and budget draft. Ooh. Well, I am going to say this. There is nothing for me to really defend on them taking a tight end with the second round pick. And I don't even think this tight end is necessarily going to be better than the one we have on the team year one, right? So, I still have my questions about that. The better pick means the worst team player. I would have traded up in the second for Mayer if we wanted a tight end. I would have, yeah. If you really wanted to address the tight end position, there were only two that I personally had a first round grade on. No, I had a first round grade on Kincaid, even though y'all know I don't want a first round tight end, and I had like a fringe first round grade on Mayer. So one of those tight ends I would have been more comfortable with. So we were patient with Anthony Brown, so let's do the same with Kelvin Joseph. But at least Anthony Brown played the entirety of the year. Like, matter of fact, let's go back and compare what Anthony Brown did his rookie year compared to what the hell Kelvin Joseph did. Because I think he played better. Right. I know people don't really like Anthony Brown, but I think he played better. Ooh. Yeah, he did. He actually did play better. Anthony Brown, as a coverage player in 2016, as a raw rookie, 6th round pick, had a coverage grade of 68.3. He gave up 5 touchdowns, but he gave up 5 touchdowns, in 715 snaps compared to whatever the hell Kelvin Joseph had. So he played better. He did. He gave up 1 more touchdown, but Kelvin Joseph gave up all those touchdowns in way less snaps. So I think Anthony Brown had a better rookie season than he did. I did. What was your question? Let me go through here and look. Do you think if Buffalo did not move up, we would have taken Kincaid? Unfortunately, I do think they would have did something stupid like that. Unfortunately, I think they would have did that because listen, they turned right around and got a tight end in the second round. So they hadn't jumped us. There's a possibility they could have got a tight end. Not every time. Because Xavier Woods' sorry ass didn't leave and get shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between good players leaving and having success elsewhere than somebody that's not even getting on the field, plays bad when they're on the field, going somewhere else. Like, we don't care about them. Like, let's just be honest. Like, there's a difference between DeMarcus Ware leaving and winning a ring than Kelvin Joseph. Like, Kelvin, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference in between even like what were the cornerback that we had drafted out of Louisiana? Claiborne. Claiborne was actually a pretty good corner when he was here. All right, I was a little bit high on Claiborne than other people were, but he left, got him a Super Bowl ring, but he was actually a starter here. Like, he actually earned the right to play and actually played pretty good when he was on the field. Like, we should not, just because they play for our team, we should not, overlook bad play. Especially we know the sport. He said, I don't care about no Xavier Woods, but the linebackers and DBs that didn't see the field. Now, there's a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then that's not even the same still, because we liked Anthony Hitchens. Anthony Hitchens played and he left and got a Super Bowl, right? The other boy played and he left and got a Super Bowl, right? The liquor store's still open. You know what I'm saying? Like, they played well. Like, you're talking about guys that we didn't want to leave. I think the only guy that really left that we didn't see was the cornerback that ended up going to the Chiefs. Not Claiborne, but we traded him for like a backup guard or some shit that we didn't even keep. Y'all know what I'm talking about, but some fans did. I'm just speaking from my own personal opinion. Thank you, Shavarius Ward. That's what Shavarius Ward was the boy. But yeah, man. But we've been on here about 2 hours. I want to get up to the 2-hour mark, so I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy in the liquor store, showing love. I'll probably be back later on. Not sure just yet, but I appreciate y'all for rocking. Just remember to drink and drive responsibly. But if you see an Eagles fan in the middle of the road, you do have my permission to run their goofy ass over. You already know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all for the love and support, and I will be back.